After extended closure due to violence and AFSPA extensions, government announces resumption of normal classes for all schools and colleges from tomorrow, but no update on lifting mobile internet ban. Indian Army and Manipur Police intensify search operation to locate Kamal Babu, who has been missing since November 25th from Lemokong Army Camp, with continued support from local community leaders. The second day of the Kokomi shutdown disturbed government offices with reduced street activity and heightened security and amid a relaxed curfew for 7 hours. And thousands of women protest in Imphal East against extension of AFSPA, demand justice for Jiribam killings and immediate repeal of the controversial law. Hello and welcome. You're watching ISCOM English News and I'm Ruby Unkai with you. Now let's take a look at the news in detail. After a long closure of schools in Manipur due to escalating violence following the recent killing in Jiribam and the extension of AFSPA in 6 police station jurisdictions, the Directorate of Education Schools, Manipur and the Higher Technical Education Department has announced the resumption of normal classes. According to a government orders issued on November 28, 2024, all schools in the state, including government-aided, private and central schools, institutes and colleges will reopen tomorrow. The order, which supersedes a previous directive issued on November 26, directs all zonal education officers to inform the concerned schools in their jurisdictions and take the necessary steps to ensure the smooth reopening of classes. This decision follows the approval of the government and the Home Department's recommendation. School had remained closed as a precautionary measure due to the unrest and violence in the region. However, it is important to note that there has been no announcement regarding the lifting of mobile internet ban in the state. Meanwhile, the Manipur State Council of All India Students Federation has appealed to the state government to lift the mobile internet ban, which has been in place since November 16th. In a statement released by Joint Secretary Leshemba Meite, the council expressed concern over the difficulties faced by students, particularly with upcoming board exams for Class 10 and 12. The release described the government's actions as neglecting the need of the student community. It was noted that the pre-board exam for Class 10 are scheduled to begin on December 10th. Citing the example of other countries where education continues, even amidst conflict, the council urged the government to consider the hardship imposed on students and take immediate action to lift the ban. The Indian Army and Manipur Police have ramped up their efforts to locate Laishram Kamal Babu, who had been missing since November 25th from Lemokong. A joint search operations between the Army and Police is currently underway in the region. In addition to the search efforts, regular meetings have been organized with village heads and community elders to gather information and seek further assistance in locating the missing individual. The Army continues to offer full support to the police authorities in their ongoing investigation, underscoring its commitment to ensure the safety and security of the person involved. The Ministry of Defense, in its official statement, reiterated its dedication to resolving the matter swiftly and ensuring the safety of all citizens. The post-mortem examinations for the 6 women and children killed by militants after being abducted in the aftermath of the Jiribam attack have been completed at Silchar Medical College Hospital, according to reliable sources. The victims, whose bodies were later disposed of in the Barak River, were identified as Talem Toibi, aged 31 years, and her daughter Talem Thajamanbi Debi, aged 8 years, L. Hayton B. Devi, aged 25 years, and her 3-year-old son, Chinkai Nganba, and the grandmother of the young boy, Y. Rani Devi, aged 60 years. Preliminary reports revealed that all 6 victims sustained bullet injuries. Additionally, the post-mortem of 2 other individuals, Maibam Keso Meitei, aged 72 years, and Laishram Berent Meitei, who were also killed during the Jiribam attack, has been completed. According to the findings, both individuals appear to have been burnt by fire. The investigations into these deaths are ongoing as authorities work to piece together the circumstances surrounding the brutal killings. The second day of the 2-day shutdown organized by COCOMI continued to disturb the operations of several government offices in Imphal today. The shutdown, which began yesterday in response to the state government's failure to address pressing concerns raised by the community, saw volunteers enforcing the strike at key locations across the region. Among the offices affected were the Forest Department Office, BSNL Office, Employment Exchange Office, Sericulture Office, Horticulture Office, and block offices. Volunteers from COCOMI have been actively visiting these government premises to ensure compliance with the shutdown, urging employees to stay home in solidarity with the ongoing protests. The shutdown coincided with a public curfew imposed by the state government, which has been relaxed from 5 a.m. to 12 noon. Despite the relaxation of curfew hours, the street of Imphal witnessed a noticeable reduction in commuters' activity as fewer people ventured out during the allotted time. The impact of the shutdown was evident, with markets and commercial areas significantly quieter than usual. Security forces have been deployed across key locations to maintain law and order and prevent any disturbances. Police presence was especially heightened around government offices and other sensitive areas to ensure the situation remained under control. Authorities have also been placed on high alert with additional security measures in place to prevent any escalation. As the shutdown enters its final day, all eye remained on the state government's response and whether it will take steps to resolve this standoff before further unrest occurs. Thousands of women gathered at Nongada ground in Imphal East today to stage a protest against the extension of Armed Forces Special Powers Act in 6 police station jurisdictions of Manipur. The protesters marched to Yorbung Lampak, where they shouted slogans and concluded the demonstration, calling for the revocation of the central government's recent decision. They also demanded justice for the Jiribam killings. The rally, organized by Poire Apunbam, Leimarod Merapaibi, Northeast United Club Organization, Manipuri Student Federation Namlai Branch, and Amawova Telo Unit, saw participants strongly opposing AFSPA. They condemned the law as a colonial era measure that should be abolished. Protesters chanted for the law to be obliterated and called for an end to India's divide and rule policy. Additionally, they demanded justice for those responsible for the recent killings in Jiribam and called for their punishment. President of Poire Leimarod Imphal East, Bimo Lata Mongjam, expressed her discontent with the central government's policies towards Manipur. Speaking to the media, she called for the immediate repeal of AFSPA and demanded justice for the victims of the Jiribam killings. The protest concluded with a chant of "Long live Manipur," emphasizing the rally's call for peace and justice.
Manipur Manipur Sidaida, Lajariba, Iram Damstaka, Isagi Yumda, Isagi Iramda, Lanjanaga refugee Oyapa, Luna Siki Wariba, Pibam Sidaida, Amuxumum in Agamena, Hariba, Aspatam Jalapa, Ivan 1958 Jalapa, Masina Takudi, Iramda Manipur, Mutalage, Hibini, Adogi, Mayokani, Asi, Pagi Haiba, Exi, a Pomsa Sunaya, Hai bas pat tham jai bese Manipur ki lemai de ki masi lakhok ki gadau ni masi tham mapam sin sa ba suya roi masi lakhok ki gadau hai ba ki khongsa adu ko loina na ai khoi ki ima ka bo hai ji ba je kaino da jiri da pe ke ba ngang masa bo yang na nuksi hai ta na hatok pi ki ba adu ma terrorist sing ado madu phar ga matik cha ba sarak pi gadau ni hai ba demand adu ko loina na Instagram me na ai khoi ki Manipur da chang chira mai horon de ki le ba Kango masen nuksisana le puita kaibong tadra koi kango masen nuksina na ba chilak pat thoksin thorang se masi khoda ki le khoda ni masi sungai ya roi.
Another sit-in protest was organized by the Jiri United Committee at Babupura Jiri Bam near the Congress office this morning. The protesters voiced their strong opposition to the ongoing violence in the region and the re-imposition of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in Manipur. Displaying banners and placards, they condemned the killing of women and children, calling it an act of terrorism. Slogans demanding the immediate revocation of AFSPA, justice for the victim of Jiribam, and the safe rescue of Kamal Babu, who have been missing from the Lemakong army camp, were also raised during the demonstration. The protesters expressed their outrage over the recent violence in Jiribam, particularly the Jagorador massacre, which resulted in the death of 2 children and 3 women. They condemned the Kuki militant for their brutality and urged the government to take immediate steps to restore peace in the region. JUC Chairman Maipaksana Mangang emphasized the urgency of the situation, condemning the ongoing violence and calling for a swift resolution. President of the Jiribam, Merapaibi, Shushila Devi also spoke, voicing concern over the continued suffering of the local population, particularly the women and children who have borne the brunt of the violence. The protest concluded with calls for justice and the immediate repeal of AFSPA.
Nupi ahum aduga angang ahum punna taruk pharaga matam khara manghra matungda akoina hatuoga ba kurianda thamdiba adugi matungda madugi yaningba phongdokbo oina hairibum tamthiba nihat adugu yaningba phongdokba aduga nihat adu chathar thamdinga da dead body ja thamdinga da hairiba mioi sipajingdiba mangriba mioi singdo madu hadok nomi damakta jiri na committee na 48 hours kung nifuga ni Pangi, jadi saya cakap kata, hak manusia itu dia terkait dengan family sehingga sinang hamba. Adu bagi di mana mak government atau orang cakap tiba, okey, awas ni, jadi saya menung tu dah, ihau hausa ba, satu ama, koi kamang hadagi, satu ama, hendak pun atau apa, angang ama, koi state actor, koi senior SP, nectar na, lucing ba, koi tim na. Hoji paudadi koi madu makata fusion bagi proses lain.
India ke sarkar asu ubi tere koi Manipur se loi na to ga mui mul lagai khal naraba khande. India sarkar na mul lagera mun masang ngamoi. Matik laite imam ayam lai ringai Manipur kai bangamoi. Phari ba mi puna maksu mara laite la khato piro. Mara laite ba mi wahan bi mantri ki jum thugai re hai dela. Kari ki pha doi ba. Mi hat pati moina geng le raga ke hat to kare ja ke hat kare su ke hat kare mayam je kariga kana na ngau raga khang na ngau ra ku ki na mi hat pati ma hau hat pa ka aphai ge thi de mai kai haladi moi lai khun chang kare mai mat bon na chang kare.
The Minister of Water Resources and Relief and Disaster Management, Awang Bauniumai, recently disbursed financial aid under the Awang Bauniumai Special Scheme for widower, orphaned and disabled for the month of May to August 2024. A total of 396 beneficiaries received the financial support during the 52 Tamil Assembly Constituency NPF Get-Together Come Advance Christmas event held at Awangbao's residence in Tamil. Under this initiative, each beneficiary was provided 500 rupees per month. Minister Awangbao Newmai explained that the scheme, which has been effectively running since 2022, aims to support the well-being of widows, widowers, orphans and individuals with disabilities. He highlighted that while the government implements several schemes, they cannot cover all deserving individuals, especially given the high number of widows, widowers and orphans due to the region's healthcare challenges. The scheme is funded from his monthly salary, with 65% of it allocated, along with voluntary donations from supporters and well-wishers. He urges workers to select the most deserving candidates for the scheme based on merit rather than political affiliations. The minister assured that the initiative would continue throughout the current term of the 12th Manipur Legislative Assembly. The event was attended by several prominent figures, including Namsinre Panmei, former ADC chairman of Tamenglong district, and others. Several civil society organizations have condemned the ongoing standoff between the cadres of the NSCM-IM and ZUF at Sangji village in Manipur's Tamenglong district. A joint press communique signed by various civil organizations, including the RNPO, VCLA, RNCM, RNLPM, RNYOM, and village authorities of Sangji Dolang, Lamdange, Longsai, stated that the standoff has been ongoing since November 26, despite repeated appeal for the immediate end to the standoff. The various civil organizations had also appealed to the two warring parties not to engage in any activity that jeopardized civilians' lives, but to no avail. Strongly denouncing the standoff, the civil organizations condemned the discriminate firing by suspected NSCM-IM cadres in the vicinity of the village and cautioned that continued indulgence in provocative activities within the Naga Brethren is against the public sentiment. Further calling for an immediate end to the standoff, the civil bodies have demanded the cadres to vacate their current positions in Sangji village. The statement added that the public will resort to mass protests if the parties involved fail to provide an official commitment that respects the people's interests. The General Secretary for Media and Publicity of the Mizo National Front, VL, Krosi Nazova, has called for the immediate resignation of Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, citing his failure to effectively address the ongoing ethnic violence in the state. Krosi Nazova accused the Chief Minister of exacerbating the crisis through inaction and the misuse of power. Speaking to the media, he emphasized that as of November 22nd, the violence has resulted in significant devastation for the Zo community, with 219 deaths, the destruction of 360 churches, the burning of over 7,000 homes, and the displacement of more than 41,425 individuals across 200 villages. The MNF leader commended the effort of former Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga and his administration for its substantial support to the displaced individuals from Manipur, Myanmar and Bangladesh. This aid included the provision of food, shelter and education. Krosi Nazova also noted that MNF leaders and MLAs had traveled to Manipur to offer direct assistance to those affected by the violence. On behalf of the party, he further praised Mizoram Rajya Sabha MP K. Vanlalvena for raising the issue of the Zo community's suffering in Parliament and advocating for justice on their behalf. He also acknowledged the vital role played by churches, voluntary organizations and student union in Mizoram, which have worked tirelessly to assist the displaced individuals, reflecting the spirit of unity and compassion within the state.
Manipur Chief Minister must resign. Central government must act decisively The ongoing crisis in Manipur, exacerbated by the catastrophic failure of Chief Minister N. Biren Singh government, demands immediate and resolute action. The suffering inflicted upon our Zawfate brethren due to ethnic conflict has reached intolerable level. Chief Minister Biren Singh inaction and misuse of power have only worsened the situation, making his continuation in office both untenable and shameful. His leadership has not only failed to resolve the crisis, but has also perpetuated the suffering of innocent people. We demand that Chief Minister Biren Singh step down immediately. Furthermore, the central government must take urgent, decisive action to end this crisis once and for all, ensuring that the people of Manipur reclaim their democratic right and dignity. In a nation celebrated as the world's largest democracy, the continued erosion of human rights and attack on religious sanctuaries betray the foundational values of justice and secularism. That an elected government would stand idle amid such suffering is an affront to democracy and a global embarrassment.
The All-Party Hills Leaders Conference has issued a press release in response to a statement made by Taliram Ronghang, the Chief Executive Member of Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council, regarding the influx of Kuki-Zo refugees from Manipur. The statement was made during a land distribution function in Karbi Anglong recently, where Ronghang asserted that he would not allow the refugees to stay in the region, citing past ethnic tension between the Kuki-Zo and Karbi communities. In his response, the APHLC criticized the CEM's remarks, stating that it is not the appropriate time for a letter in his position to make such statements. The organizations emphasized that it is a duty of both the Assam government and the KAAC to provide shelter and protection to the Kuki-Zo refugees, especially given the violent situation in Manipur. The APHLC urged the CAM to condemn the ongoing ethnic violence in Manipur and to demand peace and safety for the affected communities. The release also highlighted that CEM's silence on the issue of illegal Bangladeshi immigrants entering Karbi Anglong, accusing the Assam government and the CEM of turning a blind eye to the influx of refugees from Bangladesh. The APHLC expressed concern about attempt to incite ethnic conflict between the Kuki-Zo and Karbi people and reiterated its support for peace and unity among indigenous community in the region. Intense search operations and foot patrolling have been conducted by the Kasar police in the Lodi Kasari area, which lies at the tri-junction of Kasar, Dima, Hasao and Tamenlong district along the Manipur border. The operation follows intelligence report indicating the possible movement of unlawful groups in the region indulging in illicit activities. As of the filing of this report, no arrest or incident have been reported. The authorities continue to monitor the situation closely and are determined to ensure peace and security in the area. Now the headlines once again. After extended closure due to violence and NOV spa extension, government announces resumption of normal classes for all schools and colleges from tomorrow, but no update on lifting mobile internet ban. Indian Army and Manipur Police intensify search operation to locate Kamal Babu, who have been missing since November 25th from Leimakong Army Camp, with continued support from local community leaders. The second day of the Kokomi shutdown disturbed government offices with reduced street activity and heightened security amid a relaxed curfew for 7 hours. And thousands of women protest in Imphal East against extension of AFSPA, demand justice for Jiribam killings and immediate repeal of the controversial law. Now that is all the news we have at the moment. Thank you for watching ISCOM English News. Have a good night.